Hi everyone, my name is Prakalpa. I'm 22 years old, and till I was 21, my friends always used to make fun of the fact that I was capable of making a pros and cons list before I chose between a Coke and a Pepsi. So when I was a kid, I used to play this board game called the Game of Life. So me and my friends were obsessed with picking our favorite toy cars and navigating our way through the game of life, getting our college degrees, getting our first job, our first paycheck. And unknowingly, as I grew up, I started playing my own Indian version of the game of life in reality. So like every other dutiful Indian student, after my 10th standard, I decided to pick the science stream. In my 11th and 12th standard, I made best friends with H.C. Verma and Resnick and Halliday. After that, deciding which engineering college to go to involved emails to Harvard professors asking them which college is going to look better on my MBA application. Once I got to college, I decided to go to the Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. Now I started preparing myself for the next stage of life, getting my perfect job. So I didn't leave anything to chance. My CGPA, my extracurricular activities, leadership, and doing all these right moves in my game of life led me to the perfect place. So in my final summer of university, I ended up in a very prestigious investment bank, earning almost as much money as my parents were. And in the Indian version of the game of life, I just hit the jackpot. My life is perfect. And to celebrate this perfect life, I decided to take an adventure trip around India. Now, inspiration for people comes in different forms and sizes. And for me, inspiration came in the form of a cycle. So I was in this tiny little village called Devaria in Uttar Pradesh. It was a chilly December morning, and I was under this banyan tree and surrounded by sugarcane fields. And I happened to overhear this man talking to somebody else. And he was telling the story of how for the past 2 years, he'd been traveling around India on a cycle. And he'd been going from village to village, and he was putting up street plays, earning money, and then going on and traveling some more. And I was fascinated by his stories, and I decided to ask him a question. Wow, that sounds really cool, but what are you going to do after this? And this man who I now know is Akram Feroz, a frequent TED speaker and the director of Cycle Natak, turns around, looks at me in my eye, and says, I love what I do. I'm going to do it till the day I die, till my last breath. And suddenly I was inspired. I wanted to find something that I would love to do for the rest of my life. Now, the thing with moments of inspiration is, right, a lot of people get moments of inspiration, and then you go back to your reality. And I went back to my reality, and my reality was in final year of university with placements and career counseling, final year project. And soon, it seemed like nothing really had changed. And then one day, when we were sitting and watching some news, and we were seeing some on-ground protests that were happening in India, one of my friends said, why isn't there a better way for us to be able to harness all this citizen energy and actually make it lead to something that translates into impact? And then another friend said, yeah, like everybody has smartphones these days. Why can't we just get people to take pictures of things like garbage and potholes and actually create data for the world? We were excited. Suddenly we had this great grand idea, and we actually had a plan of how we could make it happen. We were brainstorming, and then we didn't know what to do. Like, what do you do after you have an idea? And so we turned to our best friend, Google. And we found out about this site called Indiegogo.com, where if you post a project that you're passionate about doing, people from all over the world would contribute small amounts of money and make your project successful. And I don't know what we were doing that Friday night, but we were definitely out of our mind. So we decided to shoot this video, put up this Facebook campaign, and launch Social Cops. And nothing could have prepared us for what happened after that. So we started receiving emails from all over the world on Saturday morning. People were introducing us to their mother, who was a waste consultant. People were introducing us to their father's uncle, who was working in some great position and probably needed to talk to us. And on the 4th day of launching the campaign, we ended up getting featured in the Indian Express in my city, Hyderabad. And I was like, oh man, now I really need to do this because everybody I know knows that I'm going to be doing this. But sometimes, in the game of life, you get to this point when you're in front of a cliff and you have two options. You can either jump off, or you can go back to playing the game of life according to the rule book. And though, to me, it seemed like the more prudent and safe choice would be to go back to playing by the game of rules, I had this nagging thought that if I was 60, and I look back on my life, I might just regret the fact that I didn't jump off the cliff. So I did the only thing that I could. I jumped. And as if to prove that I was not following the rule books again, I started making all the wrong moves. So the world says, keep your options open. I had no money, not much of a validated idea, and decided to not apply for any jobs in my final year of university. My friends said I was mad. My dad always kept asking me if he should recommend me to some friends and get me a job, and I said no. Everybody who's born in a middle-class Indian family knows that you have to ensure that you're stable. So don't ever make any decision until you have like at least 1 year of bank balance in your bank account. We raised just about enough money to do Social Corps full-time for a couple of months. And then to top it all off, we got our first pilot project in the city of Delhi with the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, and we decided to pack our bags from Singapore and move to Delhi. Now, the sad thing about being an entrepreneur in India is that most people think you're unemployed. So I was this 21-year-old girl in Delhi trying to convince people to give me a place to live. And most people refused because they thought I couldn't pay the bills. So there was this one day when I was sitting down in this random hostel where people were letting me stay only for a month. And I had no place to live, no internet connection, and not much money. And I was sitting there frustrated and thinking, why am I doing this? Like, Prakalpa, why are you doing this? Just pack your bags, go back to Singapore, and get a real job. And I found my answer when I met someone called Mukesh. So Mukesh is a Safai Karamchari. He's the one who cleans your streets, and he's been sweeping the streets of Delhi for the past 20 years with no recognition. So at Social Corps, we started crowdsourcing citizen ratings to be able to rate your cleanliness of streets. The way we'd rate restaurants in Zomato, people were rating their streets in 0 to 9. And we used those to give best Karamchari awards to people like Mukesh. And that day, on the first award ceremony, Mukesh came to me and said, "Ma'am, for the past 20 years, I've been ashamed to tell my son what I do. And today, for the first time, because of you, my son is proud of me." And then I got the answer to why I was doing what I was doing. The world today lacks social data. Google Maps will tell you what is the fastest way to get from one place to another, but as a girl, it will not tell me what is the safest place, what is the safest route I need to take from one place to another. When you're buying a real estate property, you will know what is the price per square feet in one area versus another, but you will not know how often there's an electricity cut, what is the crime rates, what are the sanitation rates. And that is an important lack of information. And in most developing countries, we can't find this information by putting CCTV cameras in every nook and cranny of the world. But how many people in this room have a mobile phone? About everybody, right? At Social Corps, we aim to use the power of every single citizen and their mobile phones to create crowdsourced citizen data to create a social layer on top of every single map in this world. So Social Corps started when two 21-year-olds decided to jump off the cliff. In the past couple of months, we've had managing directors and CEOs join our board. We've had people like Nandita Das come forward and support our campaigns. We've had Cannes filmmakers make pro bono movies for us. And today, my dad is proud of the fact that I became the first person in the extended family to turn up on television. But the coolest thing that actually happened to me in the past couple of months was when I received this email from this girl called Krippy. So Krippy is a 10th grader. She's 15 years old, and she's really passionate about doing something about women's safety. So she wanted to actually crowdsource a neighborhood watch that would make the streets of Delhi a little bit safer. Krippy doesn't have a mobile phone, so when I received her email, I actually needed to call her mom to talk to her. But she's got what it takes to stand up and do something about a problem that she's passionate about. And for us, success at Social Corps is really just about empowering one more person like Krippy, or making the life of one more Mukesh just a little happier. I used to be really scared. I used to be scared of losing this game of life. In the past year, I've realized that there isn't really a game. When I die, my tombstone is not going to say, Prakalpa, rank 23. And nobody else is either. So why are we so scared of jumping off a cliff when it comes in front of us? So all I'm going to say is that there are going to be times in your life when you come to that cliff and you're going to have two choices. Either you can jump or you can stay back and play the game by the rules. And when you come to that cliff, there's only one way that you can jump off that cliff. Just jump. Thank you.